Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's extraordinary deep dive into the fascinating and often unbelievable world of rare coins, where ordinary pocket change sometimes transforms into multi-million-dollar treasures. And in this episode we are going to explore in immense detail the jaw-dropping story of the 2002 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin, struck at the Denver Mint. A coin that in its ordinary form is just a simple copper-plated zinc penny worth a single cent, but in its extraordinary form as an error coin has become valued at a staggering $7 million, and by the time we finish this exploration you will understand exactly why this is the case, what kinds of minting mistakes and striking errors can push such a humble coin into the realm of legends, what possibilities exist for how this coin came to be, and why collectors, investors, and dreamers alike are fascinated by the story of this coin, because the 2002 D penny is not simply a piece of change, it is a symbol of the thrill of discovery, of the human fascination with rarity, and of the fact that even the smallest and most overlooked items in our daily lives can hold unimaginable value. And to truly grasp the magnitude of this we need to start by looking at the coin itself, the Lincoln cent, first minted in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. A coin that has been struck in the billions and has circulated through every American hand for over a century, making it one of the most common and recognizable coins in the world. And yet within this sea of common coins lies the hidden world of rarities, mistakes, and anomalies, and the 2002 D cent has become one of the greatest of them all. And in order to appreciate its $7 million valuation we must look at the possible errors that could explain such astronomical worth, because errors are the fuel of numismatic passion, the imperfections that create perfection in the eyes of collectors, and among the most notable possible errors is the double die, where the coin design elements such as Lincoln's portrait, the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date itself appear double due to misalignment in the hubbing process, and dramatic double dies are especially valuable because they are easy to spot, unmistakable even to the untrained eye, and therefore highly desirable. But the 2002 D story does not end with a simple double die, because some reports suggest that coins from this year and mint exist with dramatic off-center strikes, where Lincoln's profile is shifted toward the edge of the coin, leaving blank areas of metal visible, giving the coin a surreal and unique appearance that no machine can replicate intentionally. And others speculate that wrong planchette errors occurred in Denver in 2002, meaning that some cents were struck on dime planchets, nickel planchets, or even foreign coin blanks, creating coins with incorrect weights, thicknesses, and even colors, and such wrong planchette strikes are among the most exciting of errors, instantly skyrocketing the coin's value because of their sheer improbability, and the fact that they often pass unnoticed through the mint's quality control, slipping into circulation and only discovered later by some lucky individual. And when you combine these possibilities, double die obverses, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, you begin to see how the 2002 D cent could rise above its ordinary nature and into legendary status. But there are even more layers to consider, such as die cracks and cuds, where flaws or breaks in the die leave raised lines or missing chunks of design on the coin, creating unique one-of-a-kind appearances that collectors covet. And when those cracks occur dramatically across Lincoln's face or through inscriptions, they become not just errors but artworks of chance. And then there is the possibility of transitional errors, where leftover planchets from older compositions are used by mistake. For instance, a 2002 D cent struck on a bronze planchette instead of the standard copper-plated zinc would stand out instantly due to its weight difference and would command astronomical prices at auction. And when we think about the Denver Mint in 2002, a facility producing coins at extremely high speed with enormous pressure to meet demand, we can imagine that while the technology is advanced, perfection is impossible. And every once in a while the tiniest slip in alignment, in planchette feeding, in die hubbing, creates a masterpiece of rarity. And such a masterpiece could very well be the 2002 D cent worth $7 million. And now let us imagine the journey of such a coin, born in the massive presses of the Denver Mint, struck with its error, falling into a bin with thousands of other cents, bagged, boxed, and shipped to banks, where it begins its life in circulation, blending in with ordinary pennies, perhaps passed through dozens of hands, through shops, gas stations, wallets, and jars, until one day a sharp-eyed individual notices something unusual, perhaps the doubling on Lincoln's eye, perhaps the off-center strike, perhaps the coin feels lighter or heavier than normal, and in that moment the discovery is made, the realization that this is no ordinary coin but a fortune hidden in plain sight. And this is the dream that drives so many coin hunters, the idea that at any moment, in any handful of change, a life-changing treasure could be waiting. and history supports this dream. Because over the decades countless rarities have been discovered by ordinary people, from the 1943 copper cent found in lunch change to the 1955 double die cent discovered in circulation, and now the 2002 D has joined this lineage of miracles. And what makes it even more fascinating is the psychology behind value itself, because logically a penny should never be worth $7 million. But in the world of collectibles, value is determined not by utility but by rarity, demand, and story. And the 2002 D cent has all three. It is incredibly rare, it is in overwhelming demand, and it carries a story of imperfection turned into perfection, of accident turned into legend, and collectors with deep pockets are willing to pay fortunes for the prestige of owning such a piece, because to them it is not about the money spent, it is about the history owned, the bragging rights, the joy of possessing something virtually no one else can. And when wealthy collectors compete at auctions, the prices can spiral into the millions, setting records, shocking the public, and proving again and again that in numismatics anything is possible. And that is exactly why the 2002 D cent is valued at $7 million, because it embodies the perfect storm of circumstances, a modern coin with errors that should not exist, a coin from a year not normally associated with rarities. A coin from a mint known for high-volume precision, yet against all odds, a few pieces emerged flawed in ways that made them masterpieces, and those flaws transformed them into treasures. And this is why the 2002 D is so legendary, because it reminds us that perfection is not always the goal, sometimes imperfection is far more valuable, and that is a lesson that extends beyond coins into life itself. But staying with coins, what this teaches every enthusiast is simple: never underestimate the power of a penny. Never overlook the change in your pocket, never dismiss the idea that a fortune could be hiding in plain sight, because the 2002 D proves that dreams do come true, that mistakes can create miracles, and that treasure hunting is not only about gold and jewels but also about copper and zinc. And as long as coins are minted, as long as humans and machines are involved, errors will occur, and those errors will inspire generations to search, to dream, and to believe that maybe, just maybe, they too can find the next multi-million-dollar rarity. So the next time you come across a 2002 penny with a D mint mark, take a long look, check its weight, check its design, check for doubling, check for off-center strikes, because you might be staring at a coin worth not just 1 cent but $7 million, a coin that represents not only the history of minting but also the possibility of destiny, a coin that proves once and for all that the smallest things can sometimes hold the greatest value. And that is why the story of the 2002 D Lincoln cent will forever be remembered in the annals of numismatics as a legend, a miracle, and a priceless treasure born of error yet elevated to glory.